I believe we live in the freest, fairest land in the history of the world.
Welcome you very, very warm to Ghana, to Accra, and to Jubilee House.
It's good to see you again. From the first time that we met 2 years ago at the White House, you and I had extensive and constructive conversations about the importance of the relationship between the United States and Ghana.
We think that your visit here is a very clear signal that the United States shares the same sentiments as we do.
I thank you for the friendship that you have offered the United States. I bring you greetings from President Joe Biden, and I look forward to the conversation we will continue to have in the days and years to come.
Do you know that we owe Ukrainians reparations for building and defending this nation? Oh, my bad. I meant to say Black Americans. Notice how there was not one study, not one hearing needed before sending billions of dollars to Ukrainians nor any other group. Yet, when the topic of reparations for descendants of American slaves is mentioned, we get told a motley of excuses. And I know some of you want to blame the Republicans, but it is for the Democrats that Black Americans vote 85 to 95%. And the Democrats have been complicit in their neglect of Black Americans as well. Maybe it's time we elect politicians that are actually going to fight for us. Maybe it's time we do something different, something better. Join me in getting us not just better, but the best. Join me in this fight. Thank you.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly, a monthly with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. And living the true gods, giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords, and they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
All right. Welcome once again to the Beatzilla PDX official show. I am your host, Beatzilla PDX officially. And this is the weekly wrap up. And of course, we got some things to talk about. So as you are coming in, please like and share. Please like and share if you would. Thank you very much in advance. And if you are not already subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and do so at this moment if you would like to. Doom Mega in the house. All right. We are here on a Friday night. So yes, if you have not already hit the notification bell, then you should do that and hit the word all. That way you'll be notified anytime this channel goes live or a video is uploaded. And then also, you could join the channel and become a member. And, that way you always get first dibs on everything. So before some certain things, which there will be there's the musical stuff, and then there might be other things that pop up just for members only. So there might be we might do something where I got a few members at this moment. I think if we get to about 10, I think I might do a live with just the members, and we'll start there and keep on going and keep on going. But with that being said, we are here on a Friday evening with a few things to talk about. Of course, we've been talking about Pan-Africanism, and there's some videos that have popped up. And again, with this whole TikTok thing, and oh man, we want to get rid of TikTok and it's because there's a lot of information that comes out culturally on that medium and platform. So they don't like all those secrets being given out. So, and that's what takes place an awful lot over there. So, I think people are upset. But it's good for us because, it's always good to have information. All right, so let's see what we got in the chat. Sun kissed by the Most High, welcome. Cynthia Newman, greetings. One who cares, hello. Turn that up a little bit. Reginald Jeter, Black First, yes indeed. David Boyd, welcome, my brother. Judah Queen, my moderator in the house, welcome. Blueberry Muffin, one of our members in the house. The I-5 connection in the house tonight. Oyela Candace. Oh, you done changed it. Oyela's cadences. Oh, okay. Okay. I like that. Greetings. We are now officially international. All right. Let's see. Doom Mega in the house. Phantom Beat. All right. So yeah, I think I got everybody thus far. So we will get rolling here. So, like I said, we're going to hit the Pan-Africanism first because there's been some interesting videos that have popped up. Again, people talk about this unity thing, and we've been telling you steady over here at the Grassroots New Black Media that there's a certain agenda at play. And there's a video that kind of came out that says pretty much that, and you get to hear the sentiment. Also, real quick, I don't even think I have these videos ready, but something I just want to alert you to. What you see on your screen is something called Black Lives MAGA. Now, just look at the hair. I mean, enough said. And I do believe that is a woman with the shades next to her. Um, yeah. So anyway, that we'll address that in its own situation. So look out for that one. But first up, again, like I said, we have to address this terroristic type of mind that's coming out of this transgender community, which is kind of interesting that with this particular situation now that a person can identify as something. When I heard this one, they going into all of this like scientific jargon about the history of women mass shooters. Like, okay, you guys are going a little bit far now, but whatever. Nonetheless, they have a whole day of vengeance planned. And I guess when you think about the motivation, these people have been spawning stuff like this. And they're like, oh no, that's not happening. There's an article that came out that says Twitter has been scrubbing the the very backdrop of this thumbnail. So, and then here's on the right, you see a statement that would be made by the same group that's pushing the Day of Vengeance, Trans Day of Vengeance. I mean, I don't know what type of call to arms you're gonna try to admit that's not, but no, that is absolutely screaming violence. We're gonna do something. I mean, what's the difference? I just want to again, like I have been saying this for the past few years, and I know that people have not liked it. But again, like I've been saying, this is toxic masculinity. When they say toxic, being a man's man, no. This is toxic masculinity. This is what it looks like. Psychopathic behavior. And, we got to talk about that black dude. Shout out to Torian Rain Reloaded. He did a good, solid breakdown on that dude. And I want to kind of piece together the things that are coming out. Because there's another little brief clip that we'll probably be referring to throughout this evening. But, and we're going to go to the Pan-Africanism thing. But I just want to show you this real quick clip to show you what type of time these people are on. Check this out. Interesting that, the government, it's themselves are going hard on this transphobic line. But anyway, we'll get there. First things first. There's a lot of Africans talking a little different these days. And it subsequently seems to be from the exact same people who were calling us names from not too long ago. And again, as far as the diaspora goes, when it comes down to Africa, I would have to say the South Africans have probably had the best rapport with us as far as I could see. Those are the people who have actually really dealt with us. You know, and there's a few here and there from other groups, but as a whole, I would have to say, yeah, tether hair. I know you're not talking about me. No, sir. Not tether hair here, sir. My hair is jet black. Their hair is brown. Well, and gray now. But nonetheless, let's get back to the African at hand.
So yes, the diaspora are an important component of Africa's development. Make no mistake about that. All the African leaders are fully aware of that. All the African leaders are in full support of coming up with programs to make it easier for the diaspora to move back. We want to look at diaspora who can come to Africa, not just focus on a country that you were born in, but if you are a person of African descent, Africa should matter to you. Africa should be your problem. You must own Africa's problems, understand it, and participate in the development of Africa. For when we have a stable Africa, it now also correlates with an African American who is anchored. It correlates with an Afro-Caribbean who is anchored. It correlates with an Afro-Latino who is anchored. Right. Currently, descendants of the formerly enslaved, they are like a ship without an anchor. The wind blows that way, here they go. Until they are anchored by being accepted by Africa, until they are anchored by participating in the development of Africa. The Jews do it, the Chinese do it, the Indians do it, the Irish do it, African Americans together with the continental Africans. We must make sure that we work together to participate in the development of Africa, because the development and the building of the Africa we want, it is our responsibility first and foremost, and ours alone. Others are welcome to come join us. Others are welcome to help us. Others are welcome to engage us as equal partners, but we must own the building of the Africa that we want as a united front of the African diaspora.
Well, I want
What do y'all think about that? I mean, she's really trying to pour it on, isn't she? And come back to Africa. Notice that part. They keep saying go back to Africa to help them. So once again, oh damn your problems, come over here and help us. Miss D at Suite 201. Welcome, welcome. I mean, ain't that? You see how they do? You see how they do us? Wow. Wow. And somebody will say, oh yeah, that's camaraderie. That's camaraderie. Is it? Is it really? Because to me, all I hear is, you know, we should probably be getting cut in on that reparations too. Because all of us go back to, so it's like you guys are gonna fight for your, we expect that you're gonna fight till you get your reparations. So when you get your reparations, come on over here and spend your money here and help us rebuild Africa. Notice how now, when we're saying, nah, we ain't fighting for nobody, everybody now was like, we need you to fight for us. No, take a hard pass on that. And see, here's another example of why we should take a hard pass on that.
So while I'm here, I need to touch on something based on a comment that I have seen from multiple African Americans on the post of BRICS and the introduction of BRICS and how it is that it will affect them, right? Now, when we have this conversation about privilege, I think we need to understand that there's even a level to privilege when it comes to Black people, when it comes to people of color. There's level to this. There's levels to this. So someone commented and said,
Don't say.
why is it that you guys would be celebrating if this is going to affect so many African Americans, right? Now, I completely understand and I do sympathize with you. I completely understand. We're not
The
dismissing
only people
anyone's
who have
pain here.
complained about that was
But I think
Democrats.
what you need to understand, and this is why I say there's levels to privilege, there's levels to even our blackness and the privilege of our blackness. And I don't mean this through colorism, like I said, or to anti-blackness. No. The country that you are born in plays a major role on how it is that the world receives you, plays a major role in the education that you've received, plays the major role in your protection, right? So an African American, his blackness is very different to a child in Congo, through someone in Uganda,
Interesting.
through someone in Nigeria, to someone in South Africa. It's very different, right?
Wow.
So we need to understand that there's certain privileges that we cannot deny, and how it is that the weaponization of the dollar has affected many of people on a global scale, not even in Africa, on a global
No, that
scale.
was just white supremacy.
Because America
And
has
capitalism.
made 8% of all trade globally. All trade. And someone actually commented this on my page. I wasn't aware. I then went to look into it and I was like, wow. Do you understand how much 8% is? Over a almost 50-year period of trillions of dollars, America made 8% of dollars that they printed with no backing to this dollar, right? But removing the dollar as a trade allows for countries to trade amongst each other with their own currencies, with their own resources, which will then in turn contribute to the country's GDPs and the development of these countries. Now, for you to assume that the outcome of this would not benefit or should not benefit billions of people, and we should be more sympathetic to your cause as opposed to Africans and people globally, is a bit unfair. We need to think
Do I hear
about it.
flies? Did, I swear, family, I was not adding no sound effects. I promise y'all I was not making any sound effects. Did y'all hear that? At the very end, did you hear the flies? Wow. Wow. After all that camp. Oh, Lord. Oh, man. Yikes. What am I hearing? Am I really hearing fly? Oh, wow. Yeah, I absolutely did not do that. That's in the video, family. So, yeah, so don't know about, hey, you, hey, that nigga. No, that's just what's there. Sorry. Dark skinned brother in the house. What's going on, brother? Rhonda Smith in the house. Y'all heard it. Lord. You said it was circling the Joloff? Oh Lord. Oh Lordy me. Now notice how when she could just easily, so it's okay for her to make a separation and make a distinction between different groups and say we're different. Because when we say we're different, oh, you're a xenophobic, you hate us, you hate black immigrants, oh, you hate, you're a hate group. Although you're not a group, we'll just keep saying it because it's better to lie. Wow. I mean, there it is. Now, next order of business. Family. Y'all understand we've been having the California Reparations Task Force, and we tend to get some babblers up there. This past couple days has taken the cake. I mean, this is, it's almost like people are being sent to make reparations look like a minstrel show. It almost feels like that at some time. ADOS got exposed as having no leadership. So they say. I'm y'all's mama. But Lord, the level of man. Oh Lord. So let's take a look at some of this. Then we'll get to what we, But there's some stuff I want to show you.
And speaking to the mic.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning, everybody. My name is Akil Kashif El, and I'm here to put my statements on the record, just a few of them. If your seal and your flag, if the seal and the flag of your nation is not in this court, the laws and the Constitution, if the seal and the flag of your nation is not in the court, your law and Constitution is not represented. Therefore, you have no protection in that court. If you are in love with slavery and injustice, just ignore that statement. Assembly Bill 3121 is civil rights legislation reimagined as reparations for African Americans. Civil rights legislation like the Anti-Ku Klux Klan Act of 1871, or the Civil Rights Acts of 1964, or the Voting Rights Acts of 1965 are all forms of civil rights legislation reimagined as reparations for slavery. Understand that without an organized political body to articulate the free wills of our people, we're rendered defenseless against all political attacks. Banks capitalized the slave trade and the insurance company underwrote it. The viability of obtaining reparations for slavery is adjust with providing remedy and recourse for sovereign immunity, statute of limitations, causation, and constitutional standing. Legislative reparations are possible. However, reparations for slavery must be pursued through the President of the United States, the judicial branch of the federal government, and the armed forces.
Remember, we have local state governments. So what's to prohibit any state from doing that? Doesn't nullify the government from anything or responsibility. I mean, because again, see, and I think the reality is starting to hit a lot of people, and that's why they're losing their minds. Because look at what you're seeing in California. There's a state task force, and then there's even a San Francisco task force for San Franciscoans, or whatever. I hope I got that right. But that's if you had federal, state, and then local city government. That's 3 different areas of reparations. So it's not just one cash check. Actually, that's multiple cash payments. So I think they are well aware of that part. And I don't think people really are looking at things that way, because it's like, well, yeah, we doing this. So why would all of a sudden this dude steer you right back in the direction of just only one path? when you have, there's nothing preventing you from getting this. So anytime you start hearing that, it's like, oh, okay. That's how you know there's, see, again, some of these people's organizations anyway, because I will say on the back of the final call, they do absolutely talk about reparations for the harms done of slavery. So, and these people say that's here in America, but some of these organizations have a lot of members or donors that are not from this lineage. So they have to make sure that, how would those people feel, and how would their liaisons and some of these people in their quest for Pan African utopia, how would that work with those that are probably already bleeding them dry? I'm sorry, family. Like people, when people know you're eager to run, they'll be eager to welcome you on in because they have every scam in the book ready to run on you soon as you touch down. So this is how I see it. And that's not saying, again, where have we seen any type, like, how they say we're a forgiving people, we're a loving people, and this and that. Where have we seen that given back to us in this conversation? But nonetheless, he's going on to say, don't worry about state, don't worry about city. Just, you need to go to the president, and you need to go to the armed forces, and, plebiscite. I mean, good grief.
Reparations for slavery must be pursued through the President of the United States, the judicial branch of the federal government, and the armed forces. In closing, looking to the people for ideas about law will aid us and you in locating remedy and recourse previously overlooked by legal philosophers. Thank you.
Wow, okay. Legal philosophers. I had not heard that before. Legal philosopher. I'm not sure what that means, but hey, if you guys know, let me know. But here's the video that really took the cake. This one here took the cake. But actually, you know what? Nah, before I do that, I mean, let me put a bright spot in some of these before I get to this other video. So let me get this brother in here because he actually gave a nice statement, and as well as I'm really glad that he mentioned Reverend Amos Brown. I'm very glad. So you're gonna hear him like, hey, because that Amos Brown dude does need to remove himself. I am in total agreement that he needs to remove himself from the California Task Force. Because as soon as he got a chance to speak or offer a statement, he's not supported or really said what his idea of any figure should be, but he just knows that 5 million ain't it. That's BS. So let's hear this brother. And like I said, this was one of the better speakers of the podium. Check this out.
Task Force, thank God it's a blessing me being here this morning. I want to start by saying that Amos Brown is missing. That's good. Okay, that's real good. And he shouldn't be back, all right? Because I couldn't find my paper to pull him off the task force. And I want to speak on my granddaughter, Shanika Williams, been missing for over 2 years. And there's a lot of racist people here from the press and everything of that nature there. I've been speaking on her from Oakland, San Diego, and here and everything. And the only person that interviewed me was a lady down in, a white lady in San Diego, asked me a question about her, was interested in it, But this task force here, I'm going to tell you, I can see further than y'all can because of, about this $800 million, okay? You know, during the 1800s, that was the field niggas and the house niggas. You know what I mean? And I want to know which one of y'all, okay? Because here's what I just like to say. I don't mean no harm. Please don't get upset with me. You know, I'm a righteous man. I'm a religious man, and I have the Spirit of God in me. God sent me here. Okay. Now, the other $800 million, we might need a new task force before this is over with, because that $800 million, we want to see that money spent on black peoples. Okay. Okay. And I feel that every black person in California should be paid some money, regardless where they from. Okay. Y'all give out money to all the
and that's where he, you were going good there, brother, until right there. Oh, well, no matter where they come from, they should get some money. No, they should not. That is not what this conversation is about. It's like, people get one thought in their mind and then they refuse to look at anything different. And we're kind of getting that right there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he's damn, he was going good. Then, drove that car right on off the cliff. Dominique Devereaux. Pops is dressed like show enough, smooth criminal. Show enough, smooth criminal, but he better tell the truth and shame the devil. I know that's right. Now, this next one. This next video is the one that takes the cake. Oh, get ready, folks.
San Francisco, California. And myself, I'm thankful for this opportunity to present the reality of the destruction of the Black nation of peoples. There is no excuse for the evil that has taken place, for the dehumanizing of us as a nation of people. The robbing and the stealing of our cultural language, the ceremonial rights to teach our young boys to be men, and for our Black women to be the women that is meant for them to be, and not to address and have not addressed of the disrespect of the femininity as addressing them as hoes, sluts, and tramps, and bees. The uproot of who we are in the Ancient of Days. Before we was enslaved, we was royalty. And you went and you stole America the best. You did not think that we would rise as a nation of peoples. You have called us colored, Black, Negroes, Negras, and all that. We are.
What just happened? Now she was making her point, and then now she started. This almost looks like or sounds like performative art. Like, she was about to go into and still I rise. I mean, she's going in, but she's just getting started, folks.
The ancient Hebrews peoples, which means we are males and females and brews of colors. The bottom line is this: we will get reparations, because it's spoken in the sacred scrolls that once the 400 years is over, we will not go empty-handed. But what we have done is put our power into the political system that have built this country in the name of evil. Evil cannot give justice. We are the only nation of people that has the power with the celestial rim to rise and breed the justice. I stand here today in the might of glory of the ancient of where we come from
Did she say breathe? Breathe. Mm. Hmm. Mm. Hmm. Mm. Wow. All right.
The earth from the moon, you understand, the waters and the spiritual air. They say that humanity and the Aquarian energy is here. It is here in all of us. And we have awakened to the consciousness. We ask you for nothing. We ask you for nothing.
Thank
It is
you.
ours.
Thank
I
you.
need you to
Thank you so much
understand
for
that.
your powerful statement this morning.
Okay. So this was the I guess this was because everybody's getting 2 minutes. So 2 minutes is I think we're at about 2 minutes right now. Let's see if she's done.
I want to say,
Thank you for
don't
coming
use
out.
Biden, President Biden,
Thank
as
you.
an excuse to promise us what you're going to do. Don't lie and deceive in the
Thank
political
you.
realm.
Thank you.
Don't
We need to.
lie.
Thank you for coming out today and taking the time.
And we would not allow a religious leader to take our position. Spoken concerning all of these African American boys that have been murdered in this country. These young boys can't even take care of themselves. And you have the audacity to want to know why they're robbing and why they're stealing.
Ma'am, thank you so much.
You want to know why
Thank
children
you.
is in the state and you want to go around.
Looks like they cut her mic some. Yeah, she's still talking. She's still going. Let me see if her.
I want to know why,
Okay.
and you look down on us.
They over here trying to get her.
Going to say this. You have not put in for a state of emergency for all these black children that are murdered in this country, and you have the nerve to go support every other country. How dare you?
She's right.
I speak truth. We put an hour and 2 minutes on a suffrage that we have been going from generation to generation. This cannot be discussed. We need to make this a national and an international emergency to deal with the pain and the suffrage.
Okay,
now,
thank you.
no more tomorrow. Now, give us what's ours, because I'm gonna promise you.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Of this planet Earth. And she is going to make sure that we get what's rightfully ours.
All right, we have lots of, we have more folks who want to speak.
Many of you have taken your position.
Thank you.
Many of you have made yourself professionals. Many of you added doctors to your name, and it's no healing around here. Let's have an understanding. Let's have an understanding to the reality of what's going on. I speak the truth. I stand. I carry no guns. I carry no knives, but I carry my soul. I see the injustice that's happening to my people, and you can't put a price on it. Are you understanding me?
Thank you. We have to hear from other people, but we really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Next.
Y'all heard that.
All right, we should, whoever has number 20, please come forward. If number 20 is not here, let's move on to folks who have number 21, 22, 23.
Oh, wow. And just like Judah Queen said, I agree with what she said, but the time and place and the extra ranting and that. I mean, she done took up the time for two whole other speakers. And I mean, you know, we got it. Boy, that was interesting. Too much. That'll be said. He was not kidding. This went off the rails quick. Man. But there's one other little incident that did happen as well. And Camila Moore kind of called out Cheryl Grills. You know, Cheryl Ice Cold Grills. And y'all remember that picture I made? Because remember, I showed y'all the day that they were taking their picture of passing lineage-based reparations for the state of California, like going with that's what they were going to go with, and everybody else is smiling in the picture, but boy, Cheryl Grills got this cold mean mug on her face, like she is super unhappy. But considering how she was trying to sabotage everything from the jump, and it still actually ended up going the way it was supposed to go, yeah, I guess I can see why she probably had a mean mug on her face. So when you see her now in these, like every time they put a camera on her, she's always trying to like force a smile. But check this out. This is very interesting.
And employment. Branch to oversight and monitor labor and employment, development branch to provide oversight and monitoring of state-sponsored funded. All of these things have been scaled back, so to speak, to adhere to what you've been advocating for the past 2 times. I don't know if you thought that I did this, but it was the California DOJ that did it. So it has been updated to reflect what you want, which is oversight and monitoring.
I don't fully agree with you. We'll see what happens when it gets to the legislature.
Sure. I mean, I personally kind of see this as problematic because when we talk about reparations, this Freedmen Affairs Agency, this is where reparations comes in. You know, I haven't been extremely vocal. Maybe we'll get there in the discussion in terms of the other policy recommendations that have been proposed by yourself and other task force members that are race-based and universal. I want to be clear, those are not reparations. Those are race-based and universal policies that the state legislature should be doing on its own, just because they're good policies to enact. But when we're talking about reparations, we're talking about policies that are specifically targeted to the beneficiary class that has been prescribed in the statute as descendants of freed African slaves. And we affirmed lineage-based reparations literally a year ago today, saying that those who would be eligible for reparations are descendants of free and enslaved Black people living in the United States prior to the 19th century. So, you know, we'll get to the discussion, but most of these policy recommendations put forth are not reparations, you know, and so that's why I'm a bit taken aback that there's been this constant push to scale back what is actually supposed to be reparations for the descendant community.
Shout out Camila Moore. And a double watch keep your eye on old Ice Cold Grills over there. Oh, Cheryl Grills. Because see, again, I've been pointing her out from the jump, family. Been pointing Cheryl Grills out like Cheryl Grills is a problem. So is that other woman. Was it Holter? Or whatever her name is. Yeah, you need to worry about them. Them are the two on that task force besides old Amos. But I mean, with him, it's like, come on, you pretty much should have known. You know, you should know where Amos dude was going to be at. You know, you can't really expect much out of him. We just don't want to cause no trouble. I don't want no trouble. I don't want to be bothering nobody. See, I follow the rules and everything. I know, I was a good nigger. And I mean, I know what white people do when they get mad. And I just, oh, Lord, I just don't want no trouble. Jeez. Lord. Lordy me. You know what? Let me take this moment real quick. Because actually somebody had sent me a CashApp. Shout out Sister Norma. And, I believe how I read that was a request. That's how I gathered that. Is that was a request for the music. So shout out to you and thank you. So let me see. Yeah. Okay, so before I get to this last topic, I'm gonna take a quick break and fulfill a request. So shout out to y'all. I'm glad that y'all enjoy the music. So thank you so much. So family, without further ado, we are going to take a very quick break and we will be right back with the latter half of this broadcast. So with that being said, always remember that you are tuned into the beatzillapdx official show, and this is the weekly wrap up.
Tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly and Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. And living the true gods. Giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or either one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
Something on your mind. Well, let me ease your pain and put your mind at ease. For the frustration in your eye, I know I'm aiming to please. So what I gotta do, girl? Trying to get close to you, babe. Trying to get close. What I gotta do, girl? Trying to get close to you, babe. I know you see me trying. What I gotta do, girl? Trying to get close to you, babe. Tell me what do I gotta do, girl? Trying to get close to you, oh, baby. I can see the hurt in the way he left your heart. The look in your eye, you're very, very scarred. So let me take away your rainy day and put all your pain on my shoulders, baby. What I gotta do, girl? Trying to get close to you. I'm trying to get close to you. What I gotta do, girl? Trying to get close to you. What do I gotta do? What do I gotta do, baby? Trying to get close to you, babe. Tell me what I gotta do. What I gotta do, girl? Trying to get close to you, babe. do, girl? Trying to get close to you, babe. What do I gotta do, girl? Trying to get close to you, babe. Trying to get close. What do I gotta do, girl? Trying to get close to you, babe.
All right. All right. All right. All right. We are back. We are back. We are back. So check this out, family. We have a situation where y'all see this trans day of violence. Or no, not violence. Vengeance. But let me tell you this, folks. Twitter actually removed over 5,000 tweets about this radical group's Trans Day of Vengeance. A Twitter official confirmed they removed over 5,000 tweets depicting a poster for the planned Trans Day of Vengeance this Saturday, saying this tweet violates their rules for inciting violence. Many of these tweets were from conservatives warning about the protest. That's interesting. Twitter safety said that the tweets were removed through automated processes without considering the context for efficiency's sake due to the large amount of tweets. News that a trans radical activist network will hold a Trans Day of Vengeance on April 1st in front of the U.S. Supreme Court sparked outrage from some Twitter users in the wake of the mass shootings by a transgender shooter at the Nashville Christian School on Monday. I mean, it doesn't really make sense that you should. You talking about not knowing how to read the room. Jeez. Also, this is taking place after the shooting. I mean, you talk about selfish and sick. I mean, this really? Come on, man. You got deleted children, and all y'all can think of, let's take this day because we're being treated and mistreated. It's like, stop it. Okay, so it said Tran describes itself as a network of unapologetic activists fighting for queer liberation. The radical group promoted the protest as recent as last week on Twitter. Okay, Shout out dark skinned brother. Yes, sir. Thank you for the super sticker, my brother. I appreciate that. Yes, indeed. Yes, the big thumbs up. So, family, if you have not already hit that like button, make sure y'all hit that like button right now, family. Thank you so much, my brother. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. So let me see. So yeah, as you see, the sign, it reads Trans Day of Vengeance, Stop Trans Genocide, Trans Day of Vengeance, April 1st at 11 o'clock to assemble at SCOTUS. Wear a mask. Wonder what kind of mask they were looking for. That almost seems like one of those Antifa type of deals. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You just never know. But let's see. Twitter head of trust and safety said the social media company removed thousands of tweets showing the poster for the event because it violated their rules. Okay. How about that? Let's see. I'm trying to find something else out. Let me go back down. Okay, so Twitter safety, actually, they were getting into quite a few conversations here. And that is one part of the conversation. But the other part is, where is this at? Where is this? So they've actually now since canceled this Day of Vengeance thing, which as well as they should have. And then, you all, that's what I need. What's her name? Corinne, as I say, O'Shea Pierre. You know what? Let me do this. Let me get this over here. Because actually, I want to play that real quick. Because April. Well, see, it would actually have to officially be April's Fool. Like April 1st to be a April Fool's joke. You can't really pull a prank before time. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And they're doing, you see the this right here, Blueberry Muffin. So I mean that tell you what type of time they on right there. They're like, yeah, Let's see, can I? No, I can't. Let me see here. Okay, I know what I'll do. So let me just go through this real quick, and then I'll bring this other video up. So this is the first one, and I'm sure some of y'all have already seen this.
Trans allies in Tennessee, it's time to fucking fight. Trans women, if they lock you up for identifying as a woman, fight, resist. You're gonna die anyways. We're going to die anyways. It's time to fucking resist. Fight them. Hurt them. If they put their hands on you, beat them. We are at an...
I find it ironic that it's you found a black transgender to advocate harming law enforcement. That's just kind of an interesting turn. And then making it about trans. This whole move just seems extremely weird. So again, you got these kids who was deleted. One brother was unfortunately deleted out there by that Audrey. I can't even remember the last name. The most recent Scooterina, the shooter. Shout out to dark skinned brother for the super chat. Shout out to you, brother. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours. Thank you once again, man. Much appreciated. Aboriginal woman said, "What the hell?" Hooey. Blueberry Muffin said, "Trannies with guns, all part of the agenda. You already know."
Attack. It's time to fight back. Do you hear me? Trans people in Tennessee, trans men, trans women, non-binary, fight! If they try to arrest you or have you arrested on a felony for existing, beat them, team up, gang together.
See, here's the thing I don't understand. They're making that whole I'm going to make up the context on which someone else is engaging me. That thing is that is so crazy to me. It's like, no, I don't think so. Oh, thank you, Cynthia Newman. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, yeah. All right, let's hear some more though. This is crazy.
Get people who agree with you to come and fight. Carry a weapon at all times. And yes, you have to attack the police officer. Allegedly. But it's time. It's time. If they're going to try to jail and police you for existing, you fight them. You fight.
Now, what I want to know is, how is the White House continuing to come out and like advocate for people out here? Now, when it's us and we got blood running in the streets, and sometimes it's even children, right? So they'll be, oh well, we got to, we got to forgive. You know what I mean? We got to, we can't just, just go out here. We got to do everything in peace and love and respect after our family's blood is in the street. No. And now you got this person up here talking super duper crazy. This is not by accident.
Them. And if they lock you in prison, fuck up the guards. Bust out of prison. Jump in with other trans people. It's time we organize a prison bust in Tennessee, guys. It's time we organize a prison bust. It's time we start fighting. It's time. If they put their hands on you, fight them. Trans people, fight them. We will not let them create a genocide of trans people.
No, and no one's genociding you at all in the first place. I mean, that's a whole nother thing. Where is this coming from? Have you noticed ever since the latest FBI numbers have came out, and you see black folks all the way up here as far as anti-black hate crimes? We have been we're the number one victim in America. And now every other group is going out of their way to find some way to work them. I just saw an ad that the Little Hat community is promoting and talking about anti-Semitism, and it's like, this is a promoted ad. So you're telling me about anti-Semitism through a promoted ad in my Instagram feed. That's what's going on now. They're not just doing it there though. They're also doing YouTube. So I've seen the YouTube commercials in between the YouTube ads as well. So pretty interesting that everybody's coming out of the woodwork like, man, it's a spike in hate crimes against us and us and us, and no one is talking about it. Everybody's down here. Black folks are all the way up here. No one's talking about this staggering number of anti-black hate violence going on in America. They're talking about everything else they possibly can. That is why, who's in office? It's the Democrats. Looking at that number, that right there, and they don't say anything. They're worried about trans and equity and this and that for trans and trans this, but your black behind is at the highest level of victimhood by their statisticians. And here's the other kicker. You know that black folks are underreported to begin with. So what are we really talking about? To be bringing up any other group to us, and then you roll him out. We gotta fight. Do you see what this dude has in his hand? I mean, this woman has in his hands. I mean, no offense. I'm just saying. Look at that's a curtain rod. That is a makeshift spear out of a curtain rod. You know what I'm saying? Maybe y'all can get with that. Kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. I mean, he got a makeshift curtain rod. Come on, man. Come on. No. Okay.
I am so tired. I was in a live the other day with 2 trans people who denied this. Out of my way. I disown any trans person who disagrees with this notion. You are not allowed at the fucking table. It's time to fucking fight. Trans genocide's around the corner. Stop debating cis people in your existence. I do not debate. My existence is not a conversation. We fucking fight now, or we.
What do they be talking about? Where is their neck? Their neck. Ooh, Sunny 81. Oh Lord. What is he gonna do with that curtain rod, blueberry muffin? Redecorate his living room. You know? Jeez. And here's the thing. The overall like fight this, fight that. And let's see, towards all transfer Capitol Hill. Okay, there it is. There's another one. And so AOC just got into it with somebody. They're doing all this fake transphobic thing. It's like, hey, you do realize that this transgender dude just went up there and lit up a bunch of people at a damn school. Come on.
We die! And we're not gonna die debating cis people! They're gonna have the last word! They're joining your life to call you a man! They're joining your life to call you a woman! They're joining your life to misgender you! To get the right pronouns! To tell you that you're not existent! They're fucking with you and you're an idiot! Stop! You're gonna kill us all!
Now, see that right there, you do like, wait a minute, what's going on here? This is not normal behavior. Shout out to Dark Skin Brother again for the super chat. He says she is an op. She's an op. Yeah. I would have to agree, brother. She's most definitely an op. Given the pronouns that they desire. But good grief, man. I mean, this is super unhinged, man. Like Brother Torian Rainloader said. This is absolutely unhinged. And look at again, just the way they're over there hunched over and just look at me. I'm like, wow. Yeah. So yes, peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours, my brother. Thank you again for the super chat. And yeah. Blueberry Muffin says satanic screeching. Yes, I will have to say yes. Satanic screeching for real. Miss E, what did you say here? Cis women. Cis women? Yeah, trans community off the chain. Absolutely. They absolutely are. Cynthia Newman says, what did you say here? I don't care as it should be punished for the crime. That idiot killed 6 people, including 3 children. Facts. I have to agree. And unfortunate, people have their agenda. Their agenda is so far gone that they can't even see when it's not the right time to push it. These children is out of here, man. And where y'all thought to go was like, well, that's a tragedy. But people hate trans people. They don't like trans people. They hurt trans people's feelings. Until you pick up an AR-15 and go to a school, an elementary school. Like, they didn't go to no political office or anywhere where there were adults other than the adults there to teach the children and work at the school. But you went to a school, an elementary school. Notice they didn't even go to the high school. Kind of interesting on that. Didn't want to take a chance.
Join together and start organizing a rally for resistance, not for talk. They're fucking with you. You're being gaslit. You think you're gonna have a conversation and make progress. We don't have time to make progress. We have time to fight. God, all of you, I'm disappointed. Fight! The police officer put his hands on me for trying to be who I am. I don't care if I got shot. I'm taking a couple of transphobes with me. And I suggest you do the same. The time for debate is over. It's a waste of time!
Now, I just can't help but notice the protection and defense. If for everything that is out here, if they can't point their finger at black folks and make black folks the villain, all of a sudden you're finding people they can look at things all of a sudden so objectively. You understand what I'm saying? When, oh man, we got to do this. So they're trying to rush out and make this about guns. They're not trying to make this about culture, because at the end of the day, you know who's at the bottom of this? I didn't mean that, but you know who's at the bottom of this is white supremacy. And they know this. So, it's a societal indictment on their community. So even when you're trying to be so-called liberal and, we're gonna be courageous, be brave, and go have, promote your lifestyle. I don't know what is so courageous about sexual lifestyle promotion. I mean, I guess in anybody's view, yeah, I got it. But again, as a whole, there's so much more going on in the world than sexual preference. And it seems to have been harped on to where now it has overmorphed into something completely different. And I just see, when you see stuff like this, people are running off the rails, man. So check this out. This is in the White House. I mean, no, people are real slow condemning. They like dealing with this with kid gloves, ain't they? Check this out.
That restricts aspects of trans youth. Kentucky, the Kentucky legislature overrode the governor's veto of a bill that restricts aspects of trans youth, gender affirming care, and the use of bathrooms. I know that the White House released a proclamation for Trans Day of Visibility. There is a march happening tomorrow to commemorate this day, but also to protest these type of bills that are continuing to be passed and advanced in legislatures across the country. What is the White House's message to these lawmakers that are passing these bills and to those who are taking to the streets to protest them?
So look, first of all, we support peaceful protest. We think it's important for Americans and people just across the country to make their voices heard, just as long as it's peaceful. And we've been very clear about these anti-LGBTQ bills that we're seeing in state legislatures across the country, in particular these anti-trans bills, as they attack trans kids, as they attack trans parents. It is shameful and it is unacceptable. As you mentioned, tomorrow's Trans Visibility Day, on a day that we should be lifting up our trans kids, our trans youth, and making sure that they feel seen.
Real quick, what's a trans parent? If you were a parent, weren't you just a parent? What the hell is a trans parent? what does that even mean? Transparent? Yeah, Cynthia knew igniting violence. And then it's like, what? I mean, this is so bizarre. So bizarre. What
We're
an
seeing
agenda.
more and more of these hateful bills. And that's what Republicans want to spend their time on. They don't want to talk about lowering costs. They don't want to talk about actually making Americans' lives better. They want to take away people's freedoms. And one of the things that we saw during the midterm elections is that people don't want their freedoms to be taken. They want us to fight for their freedoms. And so it is shameful.
It took $91 million in a week to get Raphael Warnock over the hump against Herschel Walker. No, the midterm showed you got your ass whooped. Y'all was worried about Marcel's campaign. Oh, we just got these little folks. Yeah, but the damage had already been done. And also, Stacey Abrams, that's a midterm. Remember? Lori Lightfoot, that's a midterm. How'd that working out for them? Last I checked, they're up and out of there, right? So yeah, that's kind of interesting. Well, yeah, and then she's going to this igniting violence. No. The violence was carried out by this shooter from that trans community. That's where the violence was sparked. You understand? The ignition. Lord.
Shameful. It is disturbing. And our hearts go out to the trans community as they are under attack right now. But this is a president who has said many times before.
Whoa. You know, I thought she was finna say our hearts go out to those kids and their families. I thought that's what she was finna say.
Before he has their backs, he will continue to have their backs, and he will continue to fight for them. And his record shows that.
Oh, God, he will have their back. Word. Now, ain't there something? Because this is what Joe Biden had to say to black folk. But now he's having their back. Wow. And again, anytime you ask questions about certain things, people will automatically write you off as this or that because it fits their narrative at the moment. And I think we all understand that, you know, because we all understand what gaslighting is. And this is, we have seen a boatload of gaslighting, especially around these conversations and topics. Get this in here. But here's, you know, the man, he's had their back. Yeah, he sure enough has had their back. Only thing is that right there on the screen, that's the people who got him in the office. And guess what? He ain't really had their back. So he's already shown that he'll have their back. Yeah, he did from day one. came in and started the bill in the office and still ain't did shit for these people he talking about right now that got him in office. Things are getting out of control. You understand what I'm saying? They had a whole gun thing, and these people were, these children were mowed down by this sadistic individual who obviously felt that they were entitled to delete other people, you know, because that's ultimate entitlement, I guess, when you think of it, right? It's ultimate entitlement. They're really trying to force Joe Biden down their throat. They really are. And they know that, like, nobody's really rocking with Joe Biden. They're gonna lie you or either just lie on you and take your say, hey, well, this is how they're voting now, because you know black folks ain't fooling with what they talking about. Now let me show you another video. Did I get that in here? Hold on, bear with me 1 second. Okay, here's a video from TikTok. And I believe this woman is probably anti-black bigot, just looking at her profile and who she associates with. However, she makes a very good depiction. Now, I want y'all to say, when they talk about inciting violence against, man, they're inciting violence against the trans community. All right.
Trans women are women, and gender-affirming care is health care. If trans women are women, then why do they need gender-affirming health care? Because their bodies don't match their gender. So their bodies aren't women's bodies unless they get gender-affirming health care? No, they're still women's bodies. Women's bodies can have penises. So if they're women's bodies with penises, then why do they need gender-affirming healthcare? So that they feel more like women. But I thought they were women. They are. And gender and sex are not binary, plus they're just social constructs. Then why are there only two very binary ways of affirming gender through gender-affirming healthcare? Well, those are just for men who want to identify as women and women who want to identify as men. But if those are social constructs that the trans community rejects, then why are they having the surgeries to conform with the social constructs? You're a bigot.
Sounds pretty much like the conversations I've had in the past. But my conversations have always been about intersectionality. But nonetheless, it ends up around that. Women have vaginas, men have penises. Last time I checked. You know, but, you know. Somebody might be angry at what I say. And say, hey, that's not what the science I believe in says. Well, maybe not. But there was another little, again, this is just really, it's really strange to me the way that the media and the Democrats are really playing this. But yeah, there's a little more. So Joy Reid had this, had an actor. I believe this person is an author and activist. And yeah. Deflection time.
I would challenge anyone just to get to know trans people. We are a vibrant, diverse community, as diverse as anyone else. You know, I'm from the great state of Texas. I served in the military.
What the hell is he talking about? See, here's the thing. People just need to get to know. See, it's getting into so they're using black folks' verbiage. And they're using kind of the plight of black folks before. Are y'all noticing that? So again, here's Well, again, I call this kind of covet central. So just watch how somebody is trying to come and take what's yours without having the same shared lived experience at all. So, check this out.
I go to church every Sunday. My faith is very important. But God made me in her image. God made me transgender. And to see these people so cynically weaponize this and exploit these children's debts and their teachers' debts.
Exploit their death? What the hell do you think you're doing up here right now? And you guys are going to have a whole damn march after this took place. Why would you be so insensitive? I mean, them people ain't even put in the ground, but you're going to have a rally or a protest or a march? These people are, I keep telling you, boy, these talking about sold a soul. Good grief.
It breaks my heart. I wonder what those families are thinking right now.
What do you feel when you have somebody like Michael Knowles say at CPAC, we need to eradicate transgenderism, and when somebody like Tucker Carlson says that transgender people are at war with Christians?
I can't see Christ in their words. That's for damn sure. I can't see where the biblical principle neighbor and walking the walk that they can see. I can't see what they're seeing right now because that's not of Christ. It's not.
Yeah.
I don't know what Bible he reading. I don't know what the hell he talking about. But nonetheless, yeah, the violence and violence and violence. And this is what they want us to do. Instead of looking at it for what it is. Hey, y'all, it's almost like they black too. I mean, come on, y'all. No, they're not. They're not black, and they don't have the same plight. And he's kind of bringing it like, yes, you should get to know a trans person, huh? You were already a person to begin with. That's not like an ethnicity or coming from a culture. You are establishing your own little enclave of association, but that's not a generational. You're not passing that down to anyone. So it's nowhere near relatable. You talking about generations upon generations upon generations of families, and then here, like of course, you're part of that, and but you're not going to further that, but yet and still you're claiming to be doing what the other ones are doing. You're not. But if people tell you that, then then I guess you're hateful. You know what I'm saying? That's how they do. So, with that being said, I think that is pretty much what I had for this evening. So I hope that y'all have enjoyed this broadcast. Because again, something that there is one more thing. Okay, there is one more thing. That group, where's that at? Was it Tran or whatever they call themselves? They put out a statement. And I guess this was about what they were going to do. So, yeah, let me read this before I get out of here. So I took a screenshot of it. Okay, so let's see. This is on March 27th. Yeah, March 27th, 2023. Trans Resistant Network. The Trans Resistant Network has been notified the shooter involved in today's church school shooting in Nashville, Tennessee was a person identifying as transgender, known only online profiles as Aiden or Aubrey Hale. While it is not our policy to engage publicly with news media, we believe this moment calls for a thoughtful response from our collective. We point out that today's incident in Nashville, Tennessee is not one tragedy, but two. The first tragedy today is the loss of the life of 3 children and adults. We extend our deepest sympathies and heartfelt prayers to those families dealing with the loss of loved ones. There is nothing we can say or nothing we can offer to that will comfort the hurt or ease the sorrow. We mourn with you. The second and more complex tragedy is that Aiden or Aubrey Hale, who felt he had no other effective way to be let me back that up. Because this is the Trans Resistance Network. Did you just catch that? Where was that at? Okay, so second, the complex tragedy that is Aiden or Aubrey Hill, who felt he had no other effective way to be seen than to lash out by taking the life of others and by consequences himself. We do not claim to know the individual or have access to their inner thoughts and feelings. We do know that life for transgender people is very difficult and made more difficult in the preceding months by virtual avalanche of anti-trans legislation and public call-outs by right-wing personalities and political figures for nothing less than genocidal eradication of trans people from society. Man, now see, genocidal is what that trans person did, which identifies as a woman. So it's kind of odd that, they call the Aubrey Hale person a he, because right off the rip, they said that he identified as a woman. So he was supposed to be a she. And it seems to me that a specifically trans group would not misgender one of their own. So that's just kind of interesting. Let's see. Many transgender people deal with anxiety, depression, thoughts of self-deletion, and PTSD from the near constant drumbeat of anti-trans hate, the lack of acceptance from family members and certain religious institutions, denial from our existence, and calls for the detransition and forced conversion. I've never heard of. Have y'all ever heard of anybody saying we need to be having forced conversions? I mean, truth be told, if you're a man turning into a woman, you pretty much done. Because I mean, I've seen I've unfortunately seen what some of those the new things look like. I don't understand what that's supposed to be. I mean, some of that shit look like a Raggedy Ann all put together to me. What, like the doctor, the island of Dr. Moreau. No. That just doesn't. One of them things that doesn't make sense in your mind. That's where I'm at with it. Many transgender people. I got that one. Okay. All of these factors contribute to a population that is medically underserved. Wait. All of these factors contribute to a population that is medically underserved and who often face anti-trans bias while accessing care, leading to significant physical and mental health disparities. Hate has consequences. These things, when I'm seeing all of these things being presented, it literally sounds like they're getting their talking points from Twitter Spaces. It's a testament to the inner strength and beauty of trans people. And despite the overwhelming odds of homelessness, job discrimination, and constant anti-trans bigotry and violence, so many of us continue to persevere, survive, and even thrive. We will not be eradicated or erased. Where is this eradication? Because again, like I said, when you look at those stats that the FBI just brought out, Black folks are way up here. Everybody else is down here, and the trans people are like around where the Asian folks are. So I mean, I believe it's less. So all of this violence that they keep throwing out there, it ain't happening. But there's a whole lot of violence happening against Black folk. We remind the news media to respect the self-identified pronouns of transgender individual, that's funny. So you want the media to do something that you within your comment here didn't do? What's up with these people? What is up with these people here? We remind the news media to respect the self-identified pronouns of transgender individuals who come across your desk. Aiden Hale self-identified with he, him pronouns on forward-facing sites. We also urge to avoid pandering to those individuals on the right who will use this as a double we will try to use this double tragedy. Oh my goodness. To torment fear and terror of transgender people in order to advance a political agenda of transgender elimination. This dude literally went and wasted children. And you're over here still making transgenders the victim. You say a little piece, yes, we mourn with them. Now, damn them kids. Oh man, we just have to have all of this protection because they just hate us so much. I mean, oh wow, dude. Wow. The biased and sensationalized coverage of these viewpoints is both irresponsible and reprehensible. Hey, get your ass out of here. You ain't no moral authority, man. You came out here and just talked right over these dead children, man. Like it wasn't nothing. So no, you can calm down with all of that trying to be some kind of moral authority or something. You're not. No, you're not. Because that's insane, family, ain't it? That is insane, man. Lord. So yeah, shout out to the family of the fallen. It ain't cool for nobody to be running up in no school. You want to send your children to school. This dude drove around, and not to mention, they're saying he identified as a he, him, and probably in like old profiles. But you see what he was identifying as today. So the convenient pivot sounds so much like Democrats it ain't funny. But even more so, it sounds like classic white supremacists. I'll just keep it a buck. So again, if anybody doesn't understand what's going on, yeah, they're over here trying to put target on people's black folks' back, especially because it'll come just like the Asians just did. That's what it's about. So the Asians just did that. But, most of this, I know you're trying to say that white people are the biggest harmers of Asians. But no, I mean, truth be told, look at the proximity and the close and the range and where we live. And I mean, by far the interactions of black people. And it's these black American. Oh, okay. So yeah, it's only a matter of time. But never forget, family. Well, I know somebody might be thinking, I think this confusion here, this confusion that is allowed to go on, and the disrespect to the dead for their agenda. That tells you what type of people we are dealing with, family. I hope y'all understand that. And for the people who say, well, hey, man, you know, I don't know what y'all, because people off of my timeline still been going for days now, complaining about, man, well, see, if we get the Democrats in there, the Democrats gonna put different types of judges off up in the Supreme Court. I mean, shoot, we gonna get us a judge off up, and you got a judge now that ain't doing nothing for you. And she knows how to craftily do things against you. This the same judge that screwed them Lockheed Martin people over after they have already had a settlement, and she made sure they didn't get the money. You think she's in office to make sure yo blacks get something? Are you kidding? No. Ketanji Brown Jackson. Out of here. So if you believe Ketanji Brown Jackson and the people of her ilk got your back, family.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall and let us rise. Okay, dig it. Yeah, people, oh man, you know, I think you just overdoing it. And you just overthink, please. No, these people are coming in here doing all kinds of sneaky stuff, and they smart. So they can do crafty things on a smart, with smart tactics. They are not dummies, and they're very well skilled at undermining their own. So always stay mindful of that, family. So with that being said, y'all can like and share this video if you have not already. And then, of course, please go follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. And you can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. That's ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket and you like the content that you are seeing on this platform and would like to help support, you could do so by way at CashApp $beatzillapdx. That is CashApp $beatzillapdx. And also we have PayPal, which is Zilla Muzak. It is ZillaMuzak at PayPal. So, yeah, that Lockheed Martin thing, boy. Oh, wow. One of the victims was your brother-in-law, Blueberry? Wow. Small world. I mean, so yeah, you know firsthand that she ain't shit. But you know, and that's but we should have already known when they handpicked her. She came out of nowhere. There's so many black judges with reputations in America. She was chosen to be there. She's not like she's any champion for our community. They picked some black woman that no black people knew. And there it is. So with that being said, family, I want y'all to make sure y'all have a good, safe, prosperous weekend. Again, if y'all have not watched my last broadcast, thank you, Key Prince. Thank you, shout out for the Cash App. If you have not watched the last broadcast with Dr. Short, the last live, you should do so. Make sure you catch that replay. I changed the title and the thumbnail. So it says Boomer Betrayal. So make sure you go check that Boomer Betrayal. All right. So with that being said, make sure you keep your three smooth stones of truth at the ready, but you actually only really might just need one. Stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, Stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.